alcohol, but that doesn't fill you. Maybe some people have turned to drugs. That doesn't take care of the problem. Some people go from sexual relationship to sexual relationship, thinking that's going to fix it. But there's an emptiness. When you try these things, okay, you can have maybe fun for a moment, but then you wake up the next day and that emptiness is there. You see, we all have a vacuum, a void that can only be filled by God Himself. And the only way God can fill that vacuum is for you to come into an alignment with Him, and that's through faith in His Son, Jesus Christ. He can give you purpose, He can give you meaning, He can give you peace, He can give you new direction. And the Bible says that Zacchaeus wanted to see who Jesus was. He wanted to come to Him, but there was this crowd. So he runs ahead, climbs up into a sycamore. You know, the Bible is very specific. He just didn't go climb up into a tree. It was a sycamore tree. And he's just sitting there, watching the whole thing. And here comes this crowd, and here comes Jesus. And old Zacchaeus is just looking at Jesus. Wow, look at him. That's cool. And then Jesus stops. And He sees Zacchaeus. He sees you here tonight. That's right. He's watching you right now. He sees you. And He calls Zacchaeus by name. Is He calling you tonight? He called Zacchaeus by name. He stopped for him. Jesus was on the way to the cross. He was going to Jerusalem where He would die and shed His blood on that cross. He was never going to come back to Jericho again. Jesus calls him by name, and the call was urgent. Zacchaeus, come down quickly. Make haste. Come. I've got to come to your house today. And Zacchaeus didn't think about it. He just jumped right out of that tree, landed on both feet like a cat, right in front of the Lord. And people began to grumble. Oh, you mean Jesus is going to go to Zacchaeus' house? That guy is a thief, he's a cheater, he's a swindler, he's a sinner. And then Zacchaeus said, Lord, I'm going to give half of my possessions to the poor. And if I've cheated anybody, I'm going to pay them back 4 times. That's just the evidence that all of a sudden, this guy, from the time when Jesus called him and he answered, his life was changed before his feet hit the ground, plop like that cat. Boom. His life was changed. I'm going to give half everything I've got to the poor. And if I've cheated anybody 4 times, I'll pay them back. That's how fast Jesus can change your life. He'll do that for you tonight. But you've got to. He had a choice. You've got a choice tonight. You can sit in your seat. You can be like Zacchaeus, and you can come tonight. In just a minute, I'm going to call you. Come and stand right here. And when you come, I'm going to lead you in a prayer. And in that prayer, you'll confess your sin to God, tell Him you're a sinner, and you're going to ask Him to forgive you. And tonight you're going to tell Him, I believe Jesus is your Son, and I want to trust Him as my Savior, and I want to invite Him to come into my heart and take control of my life. I surrender, I give my life to you tonight. So you're going to pray that prayer in just a minute.